Hello and a big welcome to TIO Stadium in Darwin, round 14 of the NTFL competition, and what a match it's going to be. Wanderers to take on the Tiwi Bombers. There wasn't a rivalry with these two teams, but there certainly is today, because the loser of this is going to find it pretty hard to get a spot in the finals. I know we're only at round 14 of an 18-round competition, but this game is absolutely crucial, more so for Wanderers than the Tiwi Bombers. Tiwi Bombers bring pretty good form in here. Last couple of games, they've gone back to their old style of running footy. They started back in defence, run it forward, kick goals and go to a shootout and generally win it. They kick big scores. Wanderers, on the other hand, have struggled. Sometimes they've only played a quarter out of 4. Their last quarters have been pretty good, but that hasn't worked for them. They've failed in their last couple of matches. They want to turn this around. Should be a great match. Hope you can stay with us. Ash Manakaris joining us to call the game. Ash, nice to have you on board as well.
Thanks very much, Charlie. I'm looking forward to this. Tiwi certainly have been the big improvers. Big scalp since Christmas.
And Letitia Jeffrey making her debut as a special comments person. Letitia, good to see you. Nice to have you with us.
Thank you, Charlie.
Who's going to win this? First to you, Letitia. Who do you think can win this?
Oh, I think Tiwi for this one, but I wouldn't underestimate Wanderers. I think they get underestimated early and they can surprise us today.
That's a good answer, sitting on the fence. Well done. Now, what do you reckon, Ash?
Look, I think winning form's good form, and I think the Bombers, with momentum, are the team to beat today.
And the man sitting on the bench there, number 18, second one across, leaning forward with his hands on his knees, elbows on his knees. Michael Dunn, what an outstanding player. Interesting to see him starting on the bench.
Well, it's a sign of confidence and depth, I would have thought, from Brenton Toy that he can afford to start one of his key defenders on the bench. The big game I'm looking forward to from today, though, Charlie, I have to tell you, is Jack Mankara, number 36. He's been electric since Christmas.
Tiwi Bombers 21-13, Palmerston 9-5. That was the last game they played here in round 13. St Mary's defeated Wanderers by 10, 13-5 to 11-7. And on the ladder, Tiwi Bombers 5 wins, 7 losses and a draw. They sit in 6th position. They're outside the top 5. And the Eagles Wanderers, who played in the grand final last year and a couple of years before that as well, they sit in 7th position, 4 wins, 8 losses and 1 a draw. But the bad news for Wanderers, their percentage is very, very poor, 80%. Tiwi Bombers got a boost last week, 93%. So plenty on the Eagles. Umpire holds it aloft, Ash Manakaris, to get us underway.
Umpire Garland in. VV for the Eagles. Sturzaker for Tiwi. It's another. Heaton picks it up for the Bombers, and they're straight out of the middle with a right foot round the corner. It's going to bounce in between no man's land. Cleaning it up is Bates, trying to tap it on. Can't get clean hands yet. Still a bit slippery out there. Pushing the back. Play on is the call. Now it's just chipped over the top. Not probably 15 it has. It's been paid 19. There is Gary Puruntatameri. Chips over the top to a teammate who is Harley Puruntatameri. He plays on quickly, goes inside the 50, bounces in front of VV, Patrick that is, can't pick it up. Still loose on the ground. Hands, quick hands coming out. Now it's going to be cleaned out by the Eagles.
Kick up towards the wing, a good one too. Shannon Motlop, front position, former North Melbourne Premiership player, takes a strong mark, gets onto the left boot, spears it up into the forward line. He's put it in a dangerous position. 2 Tiwi Bombers players there. They've got 3. The cavalry arrives for them. They should clear it from here, pushing it along the boundary line, towards the boundary line. That was knocked on. Shannon Motlop got there, got the handball across, gave it to Dominic Graham under pressure, pushed towards the boundary line, cleaned up by the Tiwi Bombers. VV's going to get in the way, left it to go back behind him. Gave the Tiwi Bombers a chance. They push it back between their legs. That's Gary Puruntatameri. Shannon Motlop gets another touch. It's a good one too. Handball went out and gave his team a bit of a chance.
They're coming away with it again. Harley Puruntatameri got his hands and then had to handball him to himself. Picked up by Shannon Motlop's, had a few touches early onto Bates. Bates with the left foot to centre half forward. It's going to bounce. It's all red though, and that's the Tiwi Bombers as they run it away and spread. Into the middle they've got. He's picked out a teammate. And I'm just, that's Dion Mankara in the centre circle. He plays on quickly. He's managed to find a teammate all alone, and they keep going forward, the Bombers. Ross Tungatalam gets it on half forward. He slips as he kicks it, bounces in front, loose on the ground, trying to clean it up. There is a Motlop. Can't get away with it quickly. Now they come out of it. Have they got time here, the Eagles? They have, but it's not a good kick. Cleaned up by the Bombers. Just outside 50. Shrugs him once, twice. Has a shot. Touched off the boot. Play on should be the call. It is. It's picked up, though, again by the Bombers, and that was Dion Mankara with a snap on the left foot, and the Bombers are on the board first.
Good goal to the Tiwi Bombers there, Letitia. They worked hard for it, didn't they?
Oh, definitely did.
So Dion Mankara got onto some spillage down there in the goal square and kicked the goal. And Ross Tungatulum, what do you make of him, number 7 there in the middle? He's an outstanding player, isn't he?
Oh, he always has been. He has been for a really long time. Always stands out in all of his games.
I reckon he had about 4 best on grounds earlier on in the year, and he got ignored because he's such a good player. Here's a replay of it down into the forward line. That spillage there into the hands of the waiting Dion Munkara. Thank you very much. 3 Wanderers players around him, no one taking on the job of shutting him out of the contest.
Yeah, no.
Sturzaker and Veve again. Ball hits the ground. Tungatulum, we were just talking about him, trying to keep it in front of him. Under pressure, though, from VV. Can't pick it up. Now it comes to Aaron Motlop. Puts it on the boot, right, high, inside the 50. Bounces off the chest of Shannon Motlop. Cleaned up, though. There it was very nicely by Virgil Purintatameri. He picks out Sturzaker, the ruckman for the Tiwi Bombers. One of 2 imports today is Sturzaker, the other being number 15, Sam Dyke. He's been called to play on, and he does. Left foot. Centres it, looking for the skipper, Heenan. Punched away from him, though, for the Bombers. Comes back to Heenan, though. That was quick and beautiful. Back inside the 50. Aussie Wanamiri. Well, strength there, Charlie.
Oh, great work. And I think Austin Wanamiri is, I think he's second in the goal kicking this year. I think he's kicked 29, has he got?
Yep, he's on 29.
And he presents himself every time, Letitia, doesn't he? I mean, he gives them an avenue up front.
Oh, he does, and just a strong mark there and just inside 50, and I reckon he'll get this one.
Played at Melbourne, the Demons, directly out at front, go back, caresses nicely right to the line. I reckon that's marked over the line. No, umpire says it's marked in the field of play. No score, the result, short chip kick out towards the... Now they're having a discussion down there.
Well, they're having a discussion of sorts, we'll see. Lowest scored, in fact, he's paid a point.
Explain that to us.
Well, I would say that Thompson didn't have control when he went over that line, so he's touched it in front, brought it back, hasn't got control. It's a point.
Push out towards the boundary line, front position there, Davin Ferreira. Good player he is too, forces it up towards the half-forward line. Ball kept in the field of play. Cleaning up there was Virgil Purintatameri, couldn't get it seen safely over by Shane Thorne. Sim number 13 there for Wanderers. Good to see him back in the side. He was the captain for a while, wasn't he, Letitia?
Yeah, he was.
Handy player. Went away. And did he try out at the AFL level? I think he might.
I think he did. Western Bulldogs, I think, is where he went.
Here's VV. He's a good ruckman too, VV. Wanderers win it out on the wing. Kick down towards the half-forward line. Too many Tiwi Bombers back there in defence. Hard work being put in there by Roy Farmer. Seen over the boundary line. Gathered in by Jason Purintatameri. Great defender he is. Ball over the boundary line and out of play. A goal only to the Tiwi Bombers is the only major scored, but they lead 7 points to nothing.
Plenty of players gathering inside that 50. Tiwi keen to congest it. Sturzaker. Bombers run it away. Michael Dunn, we were talking about him at the start of the game, started on the bench, has a bounce in slippery conditions, but good control. Chopped off there by Liam Patrick. Bates tried to get a hand on it, so too did Aaron Motlop. One-handed handball play on's the call. Push in the back. In fact, a throw's been paid, and Craig Garland, the umpire, coming in to set the mark. Finds Braden McLean. Well, the short kick came from Keelan Fijo, who won the free kick. Picked out Braden McLean, who will go back and looks like he's going to have a shot. If he does kick it, Letitia, it looks like it's going to be right on that 50-metre arc.
Yeah, I definitely believe so.
You think he's inside his range? Do you think he can kick this?
He's gone back to Wallagi, one of the suburbs in the northern suburbs. He's gone back.
He's gone back to the McMillan's Road end, you reckon? McLean comes in with a little skip. From the 50-metre line, he sits it up high and long and accurate and straight. And the goal umpire goes to the centre and gives the all clear. Never any doubt there, Letitia.
No, actually, I'm very surprised. That was a really big kick and had some really good height, and even went an extra 5 or 10 metres on the other side.
That's right, he went back, kicked from just outside 50. You might see it here. We'll see if we can pick up the free kick. He's done with the ball. Took a bounce and then did that, and then he just hung this in the air for too long. They came from everywhere, the Eagles. Were able to knock it to ground. Bates was involved.
Yeah, there's one. There it is there. He just threw it up and tapped it with the same hand, which is a throw.
So ball up in the middle. Eagles have their first goal. Out of the middle comes Heenan with a kick, high up and under. No direction on it really. Bounces in the vacant half-forward line towards the boundary line. Wanderers get across their cruise. Tried to keep it in play, couldn't. Lost it out of play. Tiwi Bombers 7 points and Wanderers 6. 7 minutes gone first term. from the TIO Stadium in Darwin, round 14 of the NTFL competition.
Pretty good playing conditions today too. There's a bit of a breeze favouring the airport end right of screen, and very overcast. VV, one out convincingly, gives it off to McLean, handball, Bates it was in fact, then finds Aaron Motlop, then onto the running Liam Patrick, who gives a handball again, then tries to get it back. Now he does through the centre circle. They're running through, they've got that, the Eagles going forward, finding Shannon Motlop. He balks, tries to beat one, then gives it back out to his colleague. Then he balks again, he's going to get caught holding the ball. He got wrapped up, and that time he's gone. Aaron Daniels getting the free kick there.
He's done all the work though, Latish, hasn't he?
Yeah, probably needed a bit more support in that one.
Short kick comes out into the hands of Simon Munkara. He's across on the wing in front of the Morris Rioli stands. He goes to the centre with the kick. It's a good one. Hung it in the air just too long. Gave Wanderers a chance to close, and they'll get there and clean it up. VV hard at work, lost the ball in the contest. Work by Dominic Grant as well. Tried to get it clear. Look at the blue jumpers getting in there, working very hard. That's a high tackle. Umpire has a look at it. Says it is high. It's going to be a free kick, and it will go to Dominic Grant for the Eagles. Goes short. Gives it off to Thomas Motlop. Looks up Thomas Motlop. Shannon Motlop's got to be a target, doesn't it? No, he doesn't. He goes shorter and comes straight out of the hands there of Shane Thorne, left it behind. Spinning out of a tackle, Braden McLean kicked the first goal for the Eagles off the left boot. Spears to the pocket at the back. Bates read it best and took a terrific mark. He's on a tough angle. Simon Bates, good player for the Eagles, been around a long time. And he's tucked away deep in the pocket. So we tick past 9 minutes. He's looking out to his right, so he's not confident. He's going to have to take the job on himself. Kicks high, gets it right across the face, and the mark taken in the opposite pocket. No, it wasn't. Ball goes to ground, and somehow it gets to Dunn with a handball over the top, and they can get out of trouble momentarily. Back to Dunn. Dunn's got some run. He tries to take him on. They got to him, though. He managed to scramble a kick up towards the centre, and Tiwi Bombers a chance to get out of trouble here.
Loosed up, Brimacombe tries to pick it up. It's a hurried kick on the ground. VV has 3 to beat, shrugs 1, then gives it off to his teammate who hurriedly has a shot at goal. But it goes off the boot, and that was Dobson. Goes out of bounds on the full, and the Bombers will bring it back in. 1 point the difference here at TIO Stadium.
Bombers with the short kick out towards Dion Munkara, landed too short for him. He got it, threaded it out in front of him, threaded it again, then kicked it cleverly, got it in the direction there of Gary Purantatameri, and he went with a little kick, and it was a beauty too. Got it off to Dykes. Dykes got it back in field, running players everywhere. They're going to go forward here with Daniels. Daniels kicked down towards half forward. Terrific mark taken. Austin Wanamiri looks up as a teammate in the goal square. It's Ross Tungatulum. Thank you very much. Over the top they go. Another goal kick there for the Tiwi Bombers. And that one, Letitia Jeffrey, was a beauty.
Yeah, this Tiwi spread just then was really impressive. I think just coming straight from when Wanderers were lining up for goal, they were already crowded in their back line, and they just got it out really quick.
How clever is the chip along here and the short passing, Letitia? They take risks, don't they?
Yeah. But he had time to settle it then as well, and I think that's what they really needed to do, and then off again they were.
And tremendous use of the body here by Aussie Wanamiri. Hard man to stand.
And a great awareness of what's happening around him. That's a good kick. He spotted that player at the back and just chipped over the top.
Well, the Bombers have run into form after Christmas. Continuing it on here. VV got his hand on it first. Picked up out of the middle with an important clearance was the Eagles. Bouncing through Shannon Motlop's legs. Heads towards the points and will go through for a score. 13 points, plays 7. 11 3/4 minutes gone in this first term. Short pass comes out. Finds Jackson Purantatameri. He goes long up the line, scoreboard end. Picks out Harley Purantatameri. And again, looking inboard. They've still got it. Good lead and mark. That was Dion Monkara. Chips over the top. Punched away. In fact, Simon Monkara. He gets it. Picked out Dykes. Spills what he should have taken perhaps. Tries to handball back inside. And the Eagles will clear it out on centre wing.
Kevin Thompson, rangy, tall, thin player, kicked it up towards half forward. Good kick from him as well. 13 plays 7. 12 and a bit minutes gone. Short kick. Links up through Keelan Fijo from a long way out's going towards the pocket. Wants Shannon Motlop, finds him on a big lead. Roy Farmer couldn't go with him, and the mark was taken by Shannon Motlop. He's had plenty of it, hasn't he, in his first quarter, Letitia?
Yeah, he has.
Left foot kick comes back across field. Ferreira. Now, Ferreira, there was talk that he was going to go down and play for Glenelg, was it? The SANFL?
Well, I know he's had a stint south previously. I don't necessarily know it was Glenelg, but certainly in the SANFL he did.
I think Marlon Motlop was down there working for Port Adelaide, recruited Davin Ferreira for Glenelg.
Oh, okay.
So he's working for Port Adelaide and playing for Glenelg. So you can figure that one out. Here's Ferreira, long way out on the far side of the ground. TIO Stadium, Darwin. Plenty of rain last night, lightning as well. Cancel one game. Ferreira gets hold of it, gives it a kick, but doesn't do very well. Finishes up just... Did it go out of play?
No, still in. Now it's out of play, but he kicked it into the man on the mark, which is not very like him.
So ringing the changes, 13 and a half minutes.
What do you make of the Bombers so far, Letitia, in terms of the way they're playing?
Oh, I think they're playing really smart. They're very proactive. Like, I'm watching them and they're always going for the next play, so what's going to happen next, and I think that's how they're getting it out so quick.
And a feature of their game always has been their ability to run from behind the ball carrier. That's what they do, don't they?
Yeah.
That's where that extra player comes from. They'll take a risk, as you were saying earlier on, Ash, and they'll either kick a high score or they'll get a high score kicked against them.
They're prepared to take it on as they bring it back into the middle. Now they're going to have to work. Paddy Heenan playing probably some of the best footy. Thomas Motlop cleans up to Bates. Bates gives it back to Thomas Motlop. Inside the boundary by a step. Off to Shannon. Hurried handball doesn't quite hit the target. Cleaning up there was Jason Purantatameri. Couldn't get clean hands away. Now they try and get further gap. Thomas Motlop takes the mark, then sets it up inside the goal square, goes across the face and through for a point.
Do you like to see Thomas Motlop playing up forward? I still remember him at Gardens Oval against Tars once, kicking 10 goals, playing on a half-forward flank. I think that's where he belongs. They do play him a bit in defence, but I reckon he's a natural forward, running around with the football here. Canis Tipperman-Tamiri. Mark taken out on the far side of the ground. Great tackle laid on there. Braden McLean got the turnover. Short kick back in is very good. And running forward, they're taking a strong mark, Dominic Grant. So loose checking. We were talking about that a little earlier on with the Tiwi Bombers. Not quite, taking on the responsibility to pick up players when the opposition are in attack.
No, they on that occasion, they didn't run back quick enough. Full credit to the Eagles in the last couple of minutes. They've worked very hard to keep that ball inside the 50. Just on Thomas Motlop, though, Charlie, very quickly, I think he'd be a perfect pair for Shannon at the moment.
Yeah.
And whatever Shannon spills, you'd think Thomas will clean up on the ground and vice versa. As the kick goes offline and through for a point. And that could prove to be a costly miss, in my opinion. You've got to take goals like that. 1 goal 4 to 2 goals 1. Important scores being missed. As Dion Moncara is on the end of a 55-metre kick out from fullback, then kicks up the line looking for the ruckman, but he's going to find the boundary instead, and it's going to go out of bounds on the full, and VV will bring it back in.
So VV just backward of the centre line. And he's showing him he was playing on outside the field of play, but the umpire was actually bringing him forward about 5 metres. He's at the interchange area. Wanderers. He looks back into his left, and now he's going to kick and hope. He comes down towards the forward line. He had a target down there, didn't quite work. Spillage was cleaned up quickly. Kicked by Gary Purantatameri was a beauty, straight into the hands of Michael Dunn. No, it's not Michael Dunn, it's Harley Purantatameri rather. Onto the right boot he goes, leaves it out on the wing. Finds Ross Tungatulum. Ross has a goal. Ankara has a goal, goes backwards with the kick. Work it off their half-back line. Silvani Babui back to centre half-back. Done with the handball over the top. Paddy Heenan on the run now. Goes down towards the half-forward line. Good kick to dropped a little short though, but he still had an extra player there. Caught under pressure, Ross Tungatulum somehow got rid of it. Lost it though in the end, and Wanderers get the free kick up into the centre of the ground. Thomas Motlop got to it, couldn't control the mark. Handball was good across to Aaron Motlop. Short kick. Eagles looking dangerous here to Braden McLean. Spears forward and finds him there, Shannon Motlop. He is going to be an absolute pain for the Tiwi Bombers today, Shannon Motlop.
Yes, I think he's been involved in nearly every time that ball has come into the 50, he's been involved in every play.
And I don't know, have they got anyone that they could match him with?
I don't believe so.
I think it's all about the delivery up forward, Charlie, in terms of how Shannon he's presenting himself every single time.
His team trails by 3 points. He's directly out in front. He's got that trusty old left boot that we saw in action at the MCG and all around Australia when he played for North Melbourne. Premiership player kicks a goal, his first one for the match tonight. Shannon Rioli gets a goal. And Eagles put their noses in front. 2-4 plays 2-1. Replay, what do you think?
Oh, Thomas had a bit of a spill there, but they gained control, got it forward and settled it into Shannon.
Kick forward.
I still think that's delivery into Shannon then. For Braden McLean to be standing at centre-half forward effectively alone is not good from the Bombers' point of view. VV. He's got it down to his Keelan Fijo. Fijo onto Patrick, charging through the centre. Off Braden McLean's, the last goal scorer's, the skipper's hands. Loose on the ground, can't pick it up. Shannon Motlop in there with a body, but there's a free kick being found. It'll go to the Bombers. They'll have some pressure relief for them. They bring it out wide, grandstand side. Jack Munkara for his first touch for the game. So he's been well checked so far with Simon Bates. Jack Munkara then picks out a teammate and does that very well, and it's Aaron Daniels. Daniels on centre wing, bit lazy on the kick, but he's found a teammate who looked like he got taken high. Play on was the call though. Another clash of feet. Thomas Motlop picked it up, couldn't get a clean handball away. Still loose on the ground. Coming through is Purantata Mary, can't pick it up and knock it on, has another go at it. This time he does. Jack Munkara with his second touch in a minute. Quick kick up to half forward. He picks out his teammate. He's now got he's got two choices, and he picks out, by the looks of it, Alban Tippermoody, who chips over the top to Ross Tungatalam, who thought for a split second about going and having a shot on the run, but is going to go back and have a shot at goal from about 45 out by the time he kicks it. Well, they made a little bit of hard work of that, Charlie.
Yeah, I was just thinking it's a bit of a scrappy game at the moment. No one really has any system working, but they're still managing to kick goals. So here's Ross Tungatalam directly out in front. And he kicks it and he leaves it out to the right and comes up with a minor score. So the Tiwi Bombers go to 14 points, 2-2, Wanderers 2-4. We've ticked past 20 minutes of the first term. Out off the left boot. BB, one hand at the footy, knocked it to ground, gave his ground players a bit of a chance to get it. They didn't. They were searching with a handball for David Cruz, who couldn't get it. Tiwi Bombers get away with it now. Handball is terrific. Across to P.O. Port Jimmy. Off the left boot he goes. Oh, it's a good-looking kick. Oh, it's landed exactly where he wanted, and then a kick off the ground. In the end, is going to be a goal. The mark was dropped, but the goal was kicked in the end. Might have been off the boot there of... who was that kicked that?
James Power Jimmy. We'll see in a second.
Oh yes, here it is. Here's the kick out. So VB doing his work.
Jack Munkara, check out this handball.
Oh, it's slick, isn't it?
Very slick. No.
31 is telling us, but I don't have a 31 on my team list, do you?
No.
Oh, Tiwi Bombers get another and stretch their lead out a little bit further. Kick down towards centre half forward, ball left on the ground. Clean up work here done by Braden McLean. Just somehow scrambled a kick away, kick left it on the ground, gathered in by Dykes. Couldn't get it clear, spills out towards Virgil Purantata Mary. Dangerous kick back into the corridor, but the mark taken there by the Tiwi Bombers, and they can spread it out wide. This is where they normally start their attack from. Rolling kick up towards the wing. Kick forward off the boot, Jack Munkara. Good got right over the top. Good mark taken down there by Albert Tippenwoody.
50 metre paid. Thomas Motlop come over the mark.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, Thomas just he got asked to hold, and then took a few steps over. We might see it on the replay, but just Charlie, just very quickly, Jack Mankara has injected himself into the game in the last 3 minutes, and they've surged forward every single time.
And he's got space, hasn't he? Letitia out this side to work into. There's no one near him really.
Yeah, I think Wanderers are definitely giving them too many metres. They're just bringing it out to the boundary and then banging it straight in.
Kick to Albert Tippenwoody that drew the free kick. So the ball finishes up with him. So Albert Tippenwoody, slight angle, goes back, kicks the goal. So Albert Tippenwoody gets a goal, and they're doing pretty well here. The Tiwi Bombers. The only one we've missed out is player number 31, if we can find out who that is. But I can tell you the other goal kickers, Albert Tippenwoody, Ross Tungatalam and Dion Mankara. So close to quarter time, 4-2 plays 2-4, 6 shots apiece. Tiwi Bombers in front by 10 points.
Letitia, has this been a bit of a problem for the Eagles during the season, where they've gone to sleep for, say, a 5-minute patch, and sides have got away from them, or sides have taken the opportunity when they've gone to sleep?
Yeah, I think, just going back to what happened along the boundary there, so it was just a matter of they weren't transitioning straight away, so weren't coming out to their players, and there was 2 very easy kicks out on the boundary.
Yep. Well, Dobson stepped over the mark there and created a ruck infringement before the ball had left the umpire's hand. That's why that free kick was paid in the middle. However, they've cut off the kick in, and it's come into the hands of Braden McLean, who picks it out wide, and he's found Brimacombe. Brimacombe goes up the line, punched away. Good pressure here from the Bombers. Dunn's in there, and the siren sounds. So at quarter time, the Tiwi Bombers lead 4 goals 2-26. The Eagles 2 goals 4-16.
Isn't that the new neighbour?
Yep, pretty sure she's from down south.
She arrived last week. Just had her windscreen broken by a falling coconut. No. I was at Jingly. Jingly! If she was with TIO, she'd be talking to a local. Might even be from Jingly.
Am I covered for coconuts?
And it's good to know. TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance offer the option of no excess for windscreen claims.
Jingly coconut curry.
Just a moment.
Yeah, the wait is over, baby. I'm about to blow your mind. Yeah. In Australia, a keg of Carlton Draft is changed every 46 seconds. Carlton Draft, it's that fresh, baby.
So we can feel forever, yeah, feel together, real together. No one can stop. No one can stop. Nothing can ever bring me down.
1,300 kilonewton centrifugal force, infrared remote control,
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kennard's high gear we get in, but also its service details, its safety checks.
I don't know. It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce, coffee white with 1 bun with icing, no pink icing.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
Another life saved with the Chemist Warehouse app. Take control of your health and wellness. Download now. Are you overrun with rubbish and need a skip bin? For easy disposal from your garden cleanup, renovation or spring clean? When you think skip bins, think NTRS. NTRS, your friendly, reliable and local waste disposal company.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium here. Quarter time, the margin 10 points. Tiwi Bombers 4 goals, 2 Wanderers 2-4, 6 shots apiece. Letitia, what do you made the first quarter?
Oh, look, they've both had the same amount of scoring shots, but I think just Tiwi obviously capitalising as soon as they get in their forward line, and Wanderers just falling a bit short.
So they've got a lot of work to do. So the coaches there, they're waiting on Brenton Toy to come out and talk to his team. He was telling me last night that he sees this part of his coaching as important as any part of it. That's when he gets to address the players. He doesn't get an opportunity to get over the islands and actually coach the team enough as he wants to, but this is the time where he really has to do some of that work. Number 18 there, we mentioned him a couple of times. Done. Boy Farmer there as well with his arm out. Number 10. A couple of handy players.
Really been impressed with the endeavour of the Tiwi Bombers since the start of the year, Charlie, and I partly put that down to the respect that Brenton Toy engenders within his side. Of course, he's coached them previously. But it's been evident since the start of the year that the Bombers at some point would have a purple patch. I think we've probably seen it since Christmas, to be honest with you.
It's all landing on the ground here. A few of the highlights from that first quarter. Trip there, some good work cleaning up there by Tyler Brimacombe. And there's the man who had a big first quarter, didn't he? Shannon Motlop kicked a goal, but he was the focal point for much of the quarter. Neil Beebe there. Gee, we saw a big rucking performance from him against St Mary's a couple of weeks ago. He was just superb.
Well, he's talking about next week being his last game in an Eagles jumper as he goes south, and actually he's signed with Glenelg and will play at Glenelg.
See, that's Marlon Motlop. He's the Port Adelaide worker, but he's the recruiting officer for Glenelg.
You think he's on commission, Charlie?
He could be.
The thing about it is that it'll be a shame for the Eagles because he's been a pivotal part of this side for about 3 or 4 years. Neil Vivi played in their premiership side a couple of years back. I think they'll miss him.
So, Letitia, will that take him out of Thunder contention?
Oh, if he's heading down there, it probably will.
Be disappointing for Thunder. Good to hear Cameron Eilert changing his mind. He's going to come back now and play. What do you think about that?
Oh, I think it's just the trend this year. Everyone's coming out of retirement.
It's amazing, isn't it? Second quarter underway. Ashley Manakaris to get us there.
One down by Stargazer. Stargazer is locked up on the ground. The ball will be balled up again. 4 umpire system here at a 2 o'clock game at TIO Stadium. And so it's 2 in the mid-zone. It's a heat policy issue, Charlie.
Well, I didn't realise there were so many little green men out there until you mentioned it. It's the first time I've seen 4 umpires out there. Of course, I remember the day when there used to be just one, Ash.
Yeah, and they ran the diamond. Back in the middle. Heading towards the Bombers' scoring end. Paddy Heenan slips over, can't pick it up. McLean tries to soccer it off the ground, can't do that either. Hurried handballs everywhere. It's bottled up, still loose, no one's got clean possession. And Cruz picks it up, puts it on the boot, sends it out to his captain. Bates can't get it, knocked away from him. In a contest, Bates though with control, then puts it on his left, just kicks it up the line. It's a Hail Mary, but it's picked off by Michael Dunn. Very good defender, Dunn. Just chips it over the top to Ross Tungatalam, who's come into the mid-zone at the start of this second term. It's the Bombers by 10 points. He picks out a teammate in Bradley Palapamini. He plays on quickly. It's slightly off the boot, but it's over the back. Is Dion Monkara called out by... the ruckman was called out by Dion Monkara. He then sets it up, looking for another teammate. And the Bombers will go back and have their first deliberate shot at goal early in this second term, courtesy of Simon Monkara.
Wanderers again just coming off their back foot, so they're just couple of metres, 2 metres behind Tiwi, and they're just running away with it, and they've got their controlled kicks, and they're getting in front, and Wanderers are unfortunately just falling behind.
Simon Munkara comes in, a little bit of a skip, sits it up high, might fall a bit short, it does, and VV knocks it through for a point.
Disciplined work from him. So Eagles now with the short kick to Aaron Motlop. He's got a knee problem, that left knee for most of the year has been heavily bandaged. Go back to the other side of the ground, deep into the pocket. Braden McLean kicked a goal in the first quarter, can thump it out towards half-back. Got to ground, and it spills into the hands of Gary Purantata. Mary lines up and kicks right across the face, out of bounds on the full. So the Eagles to bring it back. Might be Cruz down there on the recipient of the free kick. He's got a task to do first, though. He's got to risk everything and jump the fence.
That was a great kick by Braden McLean, going to Tyler. Is it Brumicone?
Yep.
It was just unfortunate he didn't get that mark. They would have been out of there very quick.
David Cruz now in the back pocket, looks up. He can see Tavis Tambling short if he wants him. He's not going to go there. He's going to go long and high. It's a big kick, comes outside defensive 50, gets over the back. Good mark taken there, Neil Vivi. He's played very well, got it across to Dominic Grant. His kick out wide. The runners come from everywhere. One of them, Kevin Thompson, overran the footy, left it behind, gave a chance for his teammate Tyler Brimacombe to get it. Little holding on there. Free kick's going to be played. It's a Tiwi Bombers free kick.
Paddy Heenan will go back. Had his jumpers just stretched out there, Charlie, as he went away. Paddy Heenan with a huge kick, going to drop at the square, off the hands, cleaning it up is Harley Purantata Mary, left foot snap at goal, puts it through.
This might be that siesta time you were talking about for Wanderers, but we've seen it, Letitia, over the last couple of weeks with Wanderers. Sometimes as much as 3 quarters, they just don't seem to be switched on, and then all of a sudden for 25 minutes they play scintillating footy.
Yeah, I definitely agree. But just watching Tiwi then, they just run off each other, they keep pushing until they get that goal.
Ball up in the centre, 33 plays 16. Good lead here for the Tiwi Bombers. Wanderers desperately need the next goal. Season on the line. We told you that at the start of our coverage for the Eagles. They need something special. They might get it though. Braden McLean been working hard for them. Kicks it up the centre half forward, and Thomas Motlop takes a strong mark. Directly out in front. Well, all but directly out in front. 33 plays 16, Thomas Motlop. Hasn't kicked a goal today. Goal kickers Shannon Motlop and Braden McLean. Just the two of them. He had his name to them. He's on a bit of an angle, kicks it out to the left and leaves it out there. And that's the risky thing. You've played out there, haven't you, Letitia? You ever kick down that end there, you aim at that left-hand goal post, you expect it to swing back. Sometimes it just doesn't.
Yes, you definitely hope for that. Another unfortunate point for Wanderers. I think they really needed that goal to boost them up.
Good pass from Michael Dunn then onto Jack Mankara. Keeping possession, Tungatalam steps around VV, then has a bounce, then puts it on the boot, but it's going to be chopped off. Dropped though, unfortunately, loose on the ground. Cleaning it up is Harley Purantata Mary. Got bumped high, play on is the call. Coming through was Cruz with a hurry handball out to Tambling. Punched back in by Simon Munkara. Cleaning it up though with the Eagles as they come out looking for McLean. He grabs it, times it better, has a bounce. He's on the wing, left foot, drags it back inboard. Again, fumbled what they should take. Thomas Motlop overruns it. Jack Mankara's in there putting pressure on hands and knees. Taps it out, but it finds McLean. McLean with a hurried kick over the top. Keelan Fijo turns and goes. Sets it up looking for Patrick, who springs up and takes a great mark. 2 grabs.
Now, I don't say this, but I reckon in that last 40 seconds, Wanderers woke up.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, didn't they?
Yes.
Letitia, did they?
Yes, it was a really, really good plays then.
The alarm clock went off.
I have to say to you, Charlie, any forward line that has Liam Patrick in it is a good forward line, but the Eagles forward line got changed at quarter time as Patrick comes in, and beautiful kick directly in front will put that through from about 48 metres. So a much-needed goal for the Eagles. But that forward line up front, Letitia, now has Shannon Motlop there, has Liam Patrick, and it has a sharking Thomas Motlop as well. That's a pretty good forward line.
Yeah, definitely with them. Braden McLean feeding it in there as well. And I think it was that Keelan Fijo.
Yep, Keelan Fijo.
Gee, that's a good marker.
Great
He's
marker.
a good defender there, Jason Purantatameri.
He's so smooth, Liam Patrick, isn't he?
Yeah,
Just the leap up, vertical leap.
So back to 10 points. That was the margin at quarter time. Vivi stays in the ruck. He should get paid double time, I reckon, Vivi. He just works so hard there in the middle, tackling as well, doing all the hard work. No whistle played. Thomas Motlop gets to the footy, couldn't get clear with it. Running play here for the Tiwi Bombers. Overrunning the footy, though. Daniels left it behind, gave Wanderers a chance, and they'll take it. Clearing work done there by Fairhead. Out through Aaron Motlop, down towards half forward. At the back was Liam Patrick. Ball goes to ground. Patrick goes looking for it. Still on the ground in front of him. Second effort, third effort, goal. Thank you. Kicks 2 goals in a minute. And he's woken up, and so have the Eagles. 2 goals there. He becomes the first multiple goal scorer, Liam Patrick.
Wanderers really pulling themselves back into the game here. Charlie, I think you're right. They've definitely woken up.
Wonder what it was, and if we could find out what it was, and we could send a message down to their coach, he'd be happy to know.
Well, it's the big guns of the Eagles lifting their work rate, you would think. Thomas to Aaron Motlop, then on to Liam Patrick.
And Fuller there, the extra player in support as well, which is good news for the Eagles. So they close the gap, though, don't they? Back to 4 points. Ash Manakaris.
BV, big punch forward. Simon Bates runs onto it, has time for a bounce and has one. Left foot, looking at it to the full forward. It's holding in there, punched away. Trying to clean it up is Fuller again, bouncing in front, off the ground and into the post and through for a point. Quick restart. They try and bring it out. Off hands. Quickly was Munkara. Chipped over the top to Harley Purantatameri. He's got an open Aaron Daniels. He looks for him and finds him. Under pressure, he takes it cleanly. Daniels chips over the top again, and he's got the runner again, and that was Dion Munkara, who was the one that brought it out from half back, by the way, Charlie. And now he's going to go back and have a shot at goal at the 50-metre arc.
It's a good effort from him.
He's basically covered about 100 metres worth of ground there to get it back. Great work.
Is that number 3, Bradley?
No, Dion Munkara. He's coming back to have a shot. Left foot. Off hands, but it's going to go through for a point.
That was really dangerous leaving the Tiwi player at the top of the 50.
Just didn't capitalise on it well enough. So the Eagles now to bring this ball back into play. Reach over the back. It was pretty ambitious was Hodor. Whistle is gone. It's going to be a free kick. Wanderers free kick, I suspect. Deliberate out of bounds. Is that the call?
Well, that's the signal he's given. I want to see that back on replay, but he's given a deliberate out of bounds. And Paddy Heenan will take the free kick in front of the scoreboard, which has the Bombers up by 4 points. 5 goals, 4:34, 10.5 minutes gone. The Eagles trail 4 goals, 6:30. Heenan sends it back, and Munkara with a flyer takes a fantastic flying chest mark in the end. Looking forward to this on replay. That's a contender for mark of the day, Charlie. Letitia?
Certainly was.
Yes.
Are you a big marker, Letitia, when you play?
Me, no.
You don't take screamers?
Not since having a baby, I can't really jump as high as I used to.
Here's the kick. It looks all right.
Well, he flew through the air, took that great mark, and the confidence was enough for him to go back and put it through. The 4-point gap becomes 10.
And Dion Munkara becomes here's the Heenan kick. Dion Munkara becomes a multiple goal kicker. There it is.
Oh. Well, he got the ride off Aussie Wanamiri there.
And that was high, wasn't it? That was up around his shoulders.
And he's taken it on the chest.
It was a one jump, yep.
So margin back out to 10. And Wanderers with that little purple patch there of about 4 or 5 minutes where they turned it on. Can they replicate it again? Vivi takes it out of the air, got the kick out of the middle, high up and under kick, left it short though. Handball was clever to Ferreira. And then a wobbly old kick goes inside 50. Done on the clean-up. Good looking kick. Links it up through Pierport Jimmy. Played for Saints for a while, I think, didn't he, Ash?
Yes, he did.
Jimmy off-hands Cruz. Onto the right boot, goes across the line, kicks it up towards Vivi.
That's, I would have thought that that's 50, and it is. Well, he crept over the mark there, Charlie, and didn't retire, and has paid the price. That's young Jack Moncara.
Whether it's going to put Vivi within kicking distance, well, these days people can have a shot from 50, can't they, Letitia?
Yeah, I reckon he'll have a crack at this one.
No, he wants to give it off. He's going to go short and loose checking, and the kick was done pretty well and gave it off to this man, Patrick Fairhead. We saw him a couple of weeks ago. Kick 4 goals for Wanderers late in the match to get them up in a thrilling win. Gives the handball across to Thomas Motlop. Motlop from a long way out, lines up and kicks for goal, and he's got it. Eagles get another one on the handball. Gee, we used to see that when Daniel Motlop was playing. Remember, he'd wander around behind the players and then ask for the handball, and then he'd kick the goal. But Thomas did the job there. Good goal to him.
Well, the Tiwi player didn't go with him then. In terms, let's watch the replay here, and Vivi looks over the top. Oh, he gets the 50. Jack Moncara just not retiring back to the mark that was set by the umpire. We might not get a broad enough camera angle, but just off to the left outside of the screen is a Tiwi player who really should have run with Thomas Motlop then, but stood and watched. It was Harley Parentata Mary.
Albert Tipamudi was in the vicinity as well, so he's done it again, second time in a row. Takes it from the middle and thumps the kick up forward. So he gets some confidence in taking the ball out of the centre bounces. Pushed along the ground, intended for Keelan Fijo, knocked forward though by the running Ferreira. Little kick over the top's okay. Ball drop there. They're under pressure now, the Tiwi Bombers. Kick quickly forward by Liam Patrick, has a couple of goals already. Push off by Motlop. Shannon Motlop says thank you very much. Got the don't argue and then kicked a point.
See, in that kind of play, that's where Shannon's going to be really dangerous in this game.
He's just big and strong, isn't he?
He is. Harley Parentata Mary finds the ruckman. Sturzaker. He chips it back inside to Gary Parentata Mary. Handballs over the top to Harley again. Held without it. Play on's the call. Liam Patrick picks up to VV. Trying to step around his fuller. One-handed throw. Play on. Advantage paid. Here we go again. Gary Parentata Mary off the boot, though. It's going to get chipped out or cut off by Cruz. And the Eagles will relieve the pressure through Cruz out to McLean on that scoreboard side. He goes back in board, though, and find Bates standing right in the centre circle. Heenan on the mark for the Bombers. Bates over the top. Oh, beautiful one-handed intercept from Tungatalam, who then has a quick bounce, then sends it up looking for a teammate. That was Wanamiri using his body, trying to get it now. He scoops it up for a teammate. Tungatalam comes down to help, runs into his own player, gets away, hurried handball over the top. Ball taken high, and a free kick will be paid. And that was McLean, who's really leading by example today.
So McLean from inside defensive 50 has kicked it out towards VV. VV looks up and's got a player out all by himself, and Simon Bates just sort of the wing, brings the kick back in, and was okay to Shane Thorne. Rare touch for him tonight, or this afternoon rather. Went back to Bates. Bates got it, lost it, picked it up again, caught in a tackle, nailed. Umpire said play on. VV comes in with the assist. Didn't get there to help though. Plenty of Wanderers players everywhere. Keelan Fijo doing some good work. Here's Thorne, got on the left boot, saw the target, kicked nicely, gave it off beautifully into the hands of Thomas Motlop. Thomas Motlop's kick towards the pocket. High fly down there. Shannon Motlop couldn't get it. Bates on the clean-up. Goes off the left boot. Kicks towards goal. Bounces off the chest of the player running back there in defence, Roy Farmer, and rolls through for a minor score. Bates goes down on his haunches. He worked pretty hard amongst all of that. Quick restart here. Tiwi Bombers kick up towards the middle.
Jack Moncara shows the ball one way, then goes the complete opposite. Brings it out centre wing. But there's Thorne. Proving a thorn across across that centre wing area for the Bombers. 2 intercepts as he picks out Bates. Bates with a hurried handball over the top that got touched, not clean. Fuller can't get it. Dunn slung off it. Play on is the call. Now it comes back over the top. Here they come again, the Bombers getting it out of defence. Open space. 2-on-1. Tambling versus Munkara. It's Munkara on top. Then goes around onto his left, looking at the centering. They've got 2-on-1 here, and he goes around him. Do they go? Canis Tipamanamiri on the left foot, lines it up from 40, slowly putting it through. Well, a great rebound from halfback. Gets them inside the 50, and Canis Tipamanamiri puts it through.
That was a great effort by Dion Munkara here on the wing. He had a 2-on-1 and just took it straight out and remained composed.
And here it is. That's exactly what you're talking about.
That's a very good word,
One went
Letitia.
3-on-1, yeah.
It was the composure, wasn't it? Great shepherd there as well. They're doing the team things, Letitia, as in the Bombers doing the team things to get on the board.
So 8 points the margin. It was 10 at quarter time. They're controlling the ball out of their clearances from the middle. Certainly a lot for the Wanderers here.
Tiwi contesting that ruck that time.
High tackle there on Dominic Grant. Go with the short kick. Sets it up. In comes Fairhead. Ball rolling down towards the goal line. Tiwi Bombers will get there first. They've left it behind. Pack comes over the top. They can't get it out. Shannon Motlop was hoping for it. He was in some space. Looks like he might be blowing just a little bit, Shannon Motlop, I reckon.
It's hot out there, Charlie.
They play tennis when it's 41, Ash.
I know.
Handball along the boundary line, and Tiwi Bombers get out of trouble. It's a bit of a kick and hope, though, and some good work there. Shane Thorne starting to get into the game. That was great work. His vision is good too. Tried to put it in the hands of Grant, who just couldn't control it. Tiwi Bombers on the run from half-back. Whistle has gone. It's got to come back. Ross Tungatullum has the footy, but I don't think he's going to have it for long. He's going to have to hand it over. He does, and he's got to give it to Dominic Grant, who's going to have a shot from a 45-degree angle. Will probably kick from just inside 50. Not sure he can get the distance, Letitia.
Oh, I wouldn't underestimate him. I think he could get this distance.
Let's see how he goes. Angle, not too much of a bother. Gets to 50, kicks. Looks pretty good off the boots. Going to drift out to the right. And just doesn't quite get there. Marked inside the field of play. And Tiwi Bombers can clear from there. Go short. Their way out of defence. It's almost like their players were looking at the clock, waiting for the half-time siren.
Well, I think they expected that to score, so they weren't making a huge effort, but Roy Farmer actually took that mark on the line, so he's given them a chance. Bombers work it back to the middle. Canis Tipamanamiri gives it off to a running teammate. Picks out Ross Tungatullum. He finds out Ozzy Wanamiri, and Ozzy...
Now look how
on his day, I've got to say to you, he'd think about having a go at this goal.
But look how outnumbered they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 3.
Plenty of blue, so Aussie's going to go back. Now, Charlie, just keep in mind, the breeze is blowing right of screen here. So he's a chance. He lines it up. Long distance isn't a problem. Accuracy isn't either. And I reckon the all clear is given. That's a goal. Great goal, Ozzy Wanamiri, and he's kicked that from about 52.
And that's the only way you can beat when you're outnumbered down in the forward line. Kick it over there and kick a goal.
They just slowly worked it up methodically here. This is not really the... Charlie, it's not really the Tiwi Islands way, is it, to work it up methodically? Normally they run it.
So here's that kick.
Tungatullum's kick to Ozzy Wanamiri is very good here. Look at this.
If you're a Wanderers defender, you'd be saying if Tungatullum gets it, he'll probably kick it to Austin Wanamiri.
Yeah.
Check him. It's a good goal in the end. So the margin is back out now to 14 points. 38 plays 52. Almost half time here. Vivi wins the kick out of the middle. It's a kick and hope. Gee, coming high over the top. Patrick left the footy behind him. Done on the clean-up was good. Out towards the wing. They can run it forward here. This is Canis Tipperman to Miri. Kick down towards half forward's pretty good. Bounces to the 50-metre line along the boundary line. And then Wanderers get across to it. I think they're able to clear it from that boundary line. Just a short little kick over the top. They'll get themselves out of trouble.
Eagles go back up the line. It's not a great kick. It's going to bounce, but Bates has got time to collect it. He does. He's still got one to beat. Handballs over the top. Here they go again, the Eagles. Liam Patrick is the target. Punched away from him. Under pressure. Don't try and pick it up to the Bombers and try and sock it off, so the Eagles will do it instead. Shannon Motlop's the target. Off hands. It's tapped out. This is Farmer, handballs over the top to Dunn and back to Farmer. Hurried kick, looking for Sturzaker. It's loose on the ground. VV versus Sturzaker. Wrapped up by Sturzaker is VV, and the ball will go out of bounds and be thrown in front of the Tiwi Islands coach's box, interchange box.
I reckon he was hurt in that tackle, VV.
What a rundown by Sturzaker.
He's coming straight off Neil VV. Done his knee as he went to ground.
Has he done that before, Letitia? Has he hurt his knee before, do you know?
Oh, I don't believe so. I'm not sure. Charlie, has he?
No,
I know he used to play for a while with that heavily strapped.
That's right, he had a heavy strap knee, and then it became okay, didn't it? That might be a reoccurrence of an old injury. It's a fine tackle on him.
Diving on it is Canis Tipperwoody. It comes out, though. Hurried kick. Brimacombe onto Aaron Motlop. Quick chip over the top to McLean, who balks and then plays on quickly. Left foot. Picks out his teammate in Dobson. Dobson sets it up to the left. He hasn't given much room for Motlop to run into. And as a consequence, it bounces. And the Bombers can relieve the pressure. And they do. They come out through Dion Munkara. He's got Tungatalam in the middle with a bit of a paddock to run into, and he does. He sets it up looking for Austin Wanamiri, who's in front of Brenton Motlop. The other Munkara, Simon's in there to try and clean up, but it's Cruz from the Eagles who puts it on the boot, puts it out. But it's all Tiwi Bombers here. They've got time. Oh, Jimmy, one of the goal scorers, balks, handballs to himself, then overruns it, can't get it. Still loose on the ground. The Bombers are still a chance. Tungatalam has time from 52. He lines up the goals, goes long, but just drifts to the left.
Gee, he had a man in the goal square as well, didn't he?
Yeah, Bombers having a lot of their numbers in there.
Quick restart from Brenton Motlop.
Shane Thorne now has it in the back pocket. Go with a little short kick and then just kept it inside the field of play. Got a run up. Keelan Fijo did it really well. Ball on the ground. Hoovered it up. And then kicked and found the target too. And this man's been pretty good. I tell you, Dobson, he's had a fair bit of it. He's a big man and strong. Kick goes back to the centre of the ground. Finds Braden McLean. Forward, Tambling pushed away from him towards the boundary line. Tambling still coming, looking for the footy. Has Ferreira in support, but pushed over the boundary line out of play. So almost 25 minutes gone. It's a long quarter of footy, siren imminent. 53 plays 38. He's blowing a bit.
Shannon Motlop there. So was he retired? Was he one of the ones that came out of retirement as well?
Yeah, I reckon. He said that's it. I mean, he told me that 2 years ago, actually. I think Ashley Monocaris might have told me that himself when he was umpiring one day. He said, that's it for me. And
me? I don't.
3 years later, he was still doing it. Well, you're allowed to have the right, don't you, to change your mind?
No, apparently. The siren sounds there at half-time. So 25 and a quarter minutes went in that quarter there. The first half is gone. And the Tiwi Bombers have a handy lead at half-time. 8 goals, 5-53. They lead the Eagles. Wanderers, 5 goals, 8-38.
Isn't that the new neighbour?
Yep, pretty sure she's from down south.
She arrived last week. Just had her windscreen broken by a falling coconut. No. I was at Jingly. Jingly! If she was with TIO, she'd be talking to a local. Might even be from Jingly.
Am I covered for coconuts?
And it's good to know. TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance offer the option of no excess for windscreen claims.
Jingly coconut curry.
Just a moment.
Yeah, the wait is over, baby. I'm about to blow your mind. Yeah. In Australia, a keg of Carlton Draft is changed every 46 seconds. Carlton Draft, it's that fresh, baby.
So we can feel forever, yeah, feel together, real, real together. No one can stop. No one can stop. Nothing could ever bring me down.
1,300 kilonewton centrifugal force, infrared remote control,
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kennard's high gear we get in, but also its service details, its safety checks.
I don't know. It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce, coffee white with 1 bun with icing, no pink icing.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
Another life saved with the Chemist Warehouse app. Take control of your health and wellness. Download now.
Are you overrun with rubbish and need a skip bin? For easy disposal from your garden cleanup, renovation or spring clean? When you think skip bins, think NTRS. NTRS, your friendly, reliable and local waste disposal company.
Excuse me for a while, while I'm wide-eyed and I'm so damn caught in the middle. I excused you for a while I'm wide-eyed and I'm so damn caught in the middle. In the if I try, praise what you not give them. You might seem so strong, you might speak so long. I've never been so wrong. You might seem so strong, you might speak so long. I've never been so wrong.
1-2, 1-2.
Here.
Elvis,
Now he is.
Elvis has left the building.
Elvis is entered the building.
Hello?
Count to 3.
Clear. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, that's good. Good hit. Under. 1-2, 1-2, 1-1, 1-2, 1-2. Wanderers versus Tiwi. Round 14. How you going, Tui, if you're listening? Hello, hello. 1-2, 1-2. Round 14. Wanderers versus Tiwi Bombers.
Hello, Letitia. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Ashley Manakaris back here at TIO Stadium. How are you, Tui?
Oh, sorry, guys. I thought you were playing a thing. Sorry, mate. I thought you were going to play that little sting. Yeah, do it. Sorry. Okay. Hello and a big welcome to TIO Stadium, round 14 in the NTFL competition, and what a game in front of us. Wanderers to take on the Tiwi Bombers. Both these teams desperate for a win here because the loser is almost guaranteed not to have finals action this year. The winner, well, maybe they'll still have a bit of a chance, but maybe not. But more importantly, they must win. Promises to be a really good game. Hope you can stay with us. Ash Manakaris joins us in the coverage. Ash, good to have you back. Should be a pretty good game.
Be a great game. Tiwi's been the form side after Christmas, so I'm looking forward to see them carry it on.
And Letitia Jeffrey joining us as well. Letitia, nice to have you with us.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm very excited.
Yeah, we're going to get some special comments from you in what promises to be a pretty good game. Now, Wanderers been showing just a little bit of a habit of going to sleep for most of their game. Letitia, are they going to do that here? Because if they do, they're going to be in trouble when we get to about half-time, I reckon.
Yeah, I think it'll cost them if they're going to be falling asleep during the game. So I think they need to just keep pushing all game.
Okay, and the Tiwi Bombers, if they've gone back to their old style of playing, actually, haven't they, where they get the ball carried to be supported by the players running from behind them. That's been working for them. Brenton Toy's doing a good job.
Brenton Toy's doing a great job. They obviously respect him. They're responding to what he says and is asking from his players. But more importantly, they continue to do what the Tiwi Bomber thing is, which is take risks. And those risks have paid off since Christmas.
Because the call is the biggest risk is no risk at all. Should be a pretty good game. Hope you can stay with us. And welcome back to TIO Stadium. Second half about to get underway here, and the challenge in front of Wanderers down by 15 points. It's only a couple of goals, and they're within a kick, and they're starting to show signs of a comeback. What are you thinking of this second half, Letitia?
I think same scoring points for scoring shots for both teams, and Wanderers definitely proving to be back in this game, just letting Tiwi slip to the couple.
They were outscored in that quarter, Wanderers, 4-3. So we'll see what they've got. Ashley Manakaris, what do you think?
Well, look, I think that Tiwi finished off very strongly in that second half of that second quarter, and I think that some of their players came into the game that had been missing a little bit, and one of them was Jack Mankara and the other one was Canis Tippermanamiri, so they've managed to get a little bit of control across the midfield.
Interesting already, Neil Vivi not out there rucking. I'm not sure, I can't see him out on the field. That knock might have seen him out of the game.
No, he's got that left knee heavily bandaged on the bench. As we're back in the middle, trying to pick it up there is Paddy Heenan with a quick handball over the top. Aaron Motlop tries to get a hurried kick away. Play on is the call. Ball hits the ground. Loose again. Aaron Motlop on his feet. Has a bounce, but he's got to run and show. Now he gives it back to McLean, who can't get it first time, but manages to get it the second time and then step around a player and put it on the boot. And he finds Fairchild. Fairchild looks upfield. He hasn't really got a target, Thomas Motlop, but he's going to be kicking to a contest. Sturzaker was in there for the Bombers, and there was a push out or a push out the umpire is going to pay, and it's going to be against the Bombers, and it's going to go to Thomas Motlop. So important free kick early for the Eagles. We've only been going 45 seconds in this third term. 8 goals, 5.53. The Eagles trail 5 goals, 8.38.
Eagles really needing this goal to put themselves back in the game.
Thomas Motlop comes in, right foot, puts it up high and across, and it hits the post. The first score of the quarter is a point. Charlie, they have to convert, Letitia, they have to convert those, don't they?
Yeah, they were really needing that one, but see what they can do.
Jason Purantatameri's kick is a beauty. Long kick out wide there. Gave it to Babu. He runs away down that half-back line, kicks out towards the wing, bouncing ball along the boundary line. Close to the boundary line. Tiwi Bombers have done very well, but the umpire says nope. Went out of bounds, and Harley Purantatameri has to throw it back. So it's out on the wing, just forward of the scoreboard, slightly in attack for the Tiwi Bombers. 39 plays 53, early stages, second half, all-important round 14 match between the Tiwi Bombers and the Eagles. Wanderers with the little push out, got it to Keelan Fijo. Handball was okay. Leaving the ball behind was Liam Patrick. Good clean-up work there by Fairhead. Goes backwards with the handball. They get it out wide. Kick can go forward. Braden McLean. Been a good player today. Kicks it up forward in the direction there of Thomas Motlop. He didn't get it. Handball was okay. Knocked across to Virgil Purantatameri. Shapes to give it. Touches down. Goes back. Little kick along the boundary line. Worked okay for him. Not as well as he wanted it to. And tackled over the boundary line. Ball and all was Sam Dykes. Umpire says he'll throw it in. Ball out of play. 2 and a bit minutes gone. Start of the second half. Said before, really important game for both these teams. Interchange players looking on. One of them there, Travis Tambling. Doesn't get much game time. He's a youngster, but they want to give him some more time out in the middle. Kick to the vacant centre line. Ball left on the ground. Clean-up work there, pretty good too. Done by Kevin Thompson. Tried to work his way out of a tackle. Wasn't able to do it. Stolen this time by the busy player in Dobson. Dobson couldn't get the kick away. Smothering effort on it though. It gets down towards half forward. Wanderers with a chance to Bates on the left boot. Curls it around his body to the top of the goal square. Good. But dropping back, Jason Purantatameri takes a terrific mark.
Plays on quickly. Has a bounce. He's going to have a second one as he gets outside the 50 now. He's going to have to put it on the boot, and he does. Big chase by Shannon Motlop, but it's chopped off there by the Eagles player in Travis Tambling, who chipped it in to no one in particular. Dyke then gets it, handballed over. They have a chance to relieve the pressure through Ross Tungatalam, and he does that, kicks it out wide in space, and he's got an open area and a player to run onto, and that's Silvani Babui. Babui with a pass to a teammate hugging the boundary line. They bring it back inboard. Canis Tippermanamiri gives it back. Comes inside again, looking for Bradley Palapamini. Hurried kick over. Was looking for Austin Wanamiri, but it was chopped off mid-air and will go out of bounds. And Brimacombe was the one saving the day for the Eagles.
just prior to that, Tiwi really composed with their kicks, and just looking at the replay again.
Jason Purantatameri.
Well, no Eagles players actually touched the ball as it moved from the back end of the field to the other, went coast to coast. As the ball's tapped through from the boundary, thrown and through for a point. 54 plays 39, 4.5 minutes gone in this third term.
Coach Brenton Toy looking on there. Use of the Tiwi language sometime, Letitia, talking to his team.
Yeah, we were just talking about that at half-time. I think that's really impressive, and I'm sure the boys would appreciate it and really start to be more relatable for them.
That's exactly right. That's what he says when he uses the language. Then
not good at VV there
turn
on the screen.
VV with that left knee. That's the problem knee. It's been a problem for a long time, so that's caught him out. So it's this throw in. I'm not sure he's going to take any further part in this match. That doesn't look good for him. Tap down. Aaron Motlop running forward. Simon Bates comes away with it, takes a bounce along the boundary line, takes the second, had the audacity to do that, and it worked okay for him too. Kick down towards that half-forward line, ball on the ground, chance to pick it up. Patrick Fairhead couldn't get it. Here's the run through, Eagles getting through. Kick up towards half-forward, bounces in front of the player down there in Shannon Motlop, and kicks for goal and comes up with a minor score. So the chances there for the Eagles have had a couple early in this third term, and they have not converted, come up with a couple of minor scores. He looks as though he's moving a little gingerly as well. Tiwi to bring it in.
Play on kick to himself. Give himself some space. Looking for Farmer. He's got a bounce in between Liam Patrick and Farmer. Farmer, though, composed, drops short to Tungatalam, just in front of the commentary position here in the grandstand. Big handball over the top, looking for Jack Munkara. Soccers it to himself, then has a bit of a run, gets around Aaron Motlop, puts it out in front of Dion Munkara. Handball back over the top. In fact, it's Simon. Handball in. Austin Wanamiri's there to try and help and clean up. Now it's Dion, loose on the ground. One-handed pick-up there was Thorne. Here they come again, the Bombers back inside. 50! It's big P.O. Power Jimmy sent that ball in. And he's picked out a teammate. And Albert Tipperwoody will go back. Spent a lot of time in defence, Albert Tipperwoody, and making a transition up forward.
Yeah, you're right. He's a good defender, isn't he?
He's going to go back and have a shot, and this is very doable. He'll only be about 25 metres out, if that. Right foot, steadying, important. And the Bombers get another one as they move to 10 goals, 5, 65. Nearly 7 minutes gone in this third term. They lead the Eagles 5 goals, 10, 40.
So again, I think we had that was number 7 on the wing that took on 2 Eagles.
Tungatalam.
It's a little bit of the replay here. That's Thorne's handball. Wasn't good enough, was it? Gave a chance there for Port Jimmy to do it, and that kick was pretty good. So 5-10 to 10-5, 15 shots apiece still. They're keeping the scoring shots the same. So Gary Purantatameri going to do some ruck work here. The 2 number 19s. I think that free kick was he didn't punch the ball away when it was a rucking contest.
Well, I think the ruck stepped over the line, or he stepped out of the circle. We'll have to have a look on the replay. But either way, ball's been chopped off here, and the Eagles will have a chance to take it out, although it's a poor kick. It's going to be picked up here by Bradley Palapamini, who gives it off to Heenan. Heenan picks out, again, it looks like Albert Tipperwoody. No. You'll forgive me. No, in fact, it's Simon Munkara. My apologies to Simon. And he'll go back and have a shot, and he'd be no more than 25 metres out.
Big kick in the context of this game.
He stabbed at it slightly, but it's all clear.
That was a great setup by Paddy Heenan.
Wonder if we get a replay back in the middle there and just have a look at that ruck infringement, because that's where it all started, really. Well, the big guns, the big names of the Tiwi Bombers, Letitia, are also starting to fire now.
That's that kick you were talking about, Letitia, good one.
I reckon he stepped outside the circle. Many people wouldn't be aware, but both feet must start inside the circle and stay inside the circle.
7 goal kickers to 4 here, favouring the Tiwi Bombers. And the ruckman's going to do the work out of the middle too, Gary Purintatameri. They've won another centre clearance. Tiwi did the good work, but Wanderers got it up on their half-back line and kicked it up towards Shane Thorne, who trapped it back, trying to get it to a teammate running through. He thought Aaron Motlop, but instead it finished up with the opposite number 4 here. Bradley Palapamini comes off half-back, kicks forward. Cruz gets across to it, put his hands on it, didn't take the mark. All Tiwi Bombers now. There's Heenan again. Pretty good kick. He had the runner going forward. He tried to get it to Daniels. Grabbed with the footy this time was Thompson, managed to get the handball away. Ball left on the ground, pushed out here by the Tiwi Bombers. And their handball's looking pretty slick. Plenty of Wanderers players around. That's a snap out of a pack from nowhere. That is an amazing snap for goal. I reckon that Simon Munkara
It is.
in a pack just goes bang, kicks the goal.
Tiwi definitely fighting for that one and just pushing forward here in the replay.
Heenan again.
Got it in there, so a whole pack of players come around it.
Well, Munkara put in the smother there, then he's got to his feet again to make himself available for any quick hands. There it is there.
Yep.
Desperate effort to smother didn't work for Travis Tambling because the kick still managed to get clear. Big lead now out to 37 points, biggest lead of the match so far. The ruckman doing the work there, Dobson, but Tiwi Bombers with another clearance out of the middle, kick it down towards half forward. Runners everywhere for them. Oh, they've overrun the footy. Poor Jimmy left it behind here, gave Wanderers a bit of a chance. Wanderers with Thomas Motlop, got it onto his right boot, curled it around. Good kick, good mark up on just on the wing. They can run forward. Good pushed forward by Fuller. It was a good kick, didn't get it over the back. Plenty of red Guernseys in the way. They can run it out through Virgil Purintatameri, kicks it up the centre half back, kick out wide, running with the flight of the ball, getting underneath it. Kenneth Tippermantamiri can run all the way from there if he gets clear. Takes a bounce, can take another one if he wants. He doesn't. Speared with the left boot. Oh, it was a good kick and found Ross Tungatulum directly out in front, 50 metres out. Tungatulum looks, nothing on offer. He's waiting for a lead. He's going to go short, punches it in. It was a poor choice. He's turned it straight over and the mark taken there by Ferreira, who read it best.
Ferreira goes out wide looking for Fairhead, lets it bounce, then bounces up to him. Draws the Tiwi player, then kicks it over the top to McLean. McLean, limited options himself, so he's got to pick out a teammate, and that in fact,
Shane Thorne.
Shane Thorne. Shane goes back over the top to Fairhood, who got it back on half-back. Now he's got to play on inside the 50. Stabs at it, looking for Shannon Motlop and finds him.
Fairly easy mark there by Shannon Motlop.
He's played on Shannon Motlop. Didn't mean to, but he did. And a hurried kick means it's gone through for a point.
Whoa. That is a bad one.
Well, wasted attempted goal, wasted possession. We might be able to see this back on replay very quickly.
That's the attempted play on.
Yeah, and he's actually stepped off his line. It's only taken a step, but that's all it takes.
Meanwhile, the Tiwi Bombers have cleared it out wide here. Into the hands here of Jack Munkara. How good's he been across that half-back line? You mentioned him, Letitia, earlier on. He's the one that's doing the clearing damages across the half-back line. Gets it back again. Looks back in field. Nothing there. Then he's going to go short. And he finds the big man underneath. They haven't used him much. And that's because he just is having trouble dealing with the conditions here, I reckon. That just came straight out of his hands when he should have held it and should have been a mark, and he's not happy with himself, Sturzaker. Haven't seen him play up here before. Anyone seen him play before? Is this your first game?
Yeah, I haven't seen him or not.
Look, I think he might. I haven't seen him play before. I think this is his first game. I think what Brenton Toy's actually doing, to be honest with you, Charlie, is he's saving him for that last quarter. He's waiting if the Eagles do have that run on, as we've seen the last couple of weeks, as Heenan with a towering kick out of defence, loose on the ground. Simon Munkara's in there. It's cleaned up, though. Nicky, hurried kick over the top, and Heenan just chops it off. He really has been one of the Bombers' leaders this season and been very good today again. He picks it out wide to Canis Tippermantamiri. No. Over the top, here comes Michael Dunn. Dunn. Onto Dion Munkara. Out wide. He's got the leader there in Albert Tippermoody. It's over the top of him. They kick it out wide, and it's going to be, I would suggest to you, close to deliberate out of bounds, and it is. So the Bombers will get the benefit of a free kick to bring it back in. Very important. 14 minutes gone. 12:5:77 plays 5:11:41.
Simon Bates there.
Not sure whether he getting any treatment. Was he getting some treatment? Just having a bit of a rest.
Having a rest, Simon Munkara. He's picked out a teammate there, is Charlie. He's telling everyone he's going back to have a shot at goal.
36 points the margin. I think the most has been 15, so a big third quarter from the Tiwi Bombers.
Decided a short pass it there, and he's picked out Harley Mary.
But you know, the way Wanderers have been playing over the last few weeks, you'd want to be 7 goals in front of three-quarter time, I reckon. The way they come home, they'll easily kick 5-6 goals without too much trouble. But here it is with Harley Mary, the almost impossible angle, right alongside the boundary line, deep in the forward pocket at the northern end of TIO Stadium. 36 points to margin. He can make it 42. He kicks it and curls it around. Umpire has a look. I think he's going to say that was through for a minor score. Was it touched? And a minor score the result. So 37 points to margin. Now 12-6 plays 5-11. 18 shots to 16.
Vivi still walking out his knee.
I don't think he'll come back. Letitia, do you?
No, it doesn't look like it.
I would think with his plans in the Southern football season, I think he wouldn't want to take any risks as Nicky.
One of those Nickies we don't see. They used to have a couple of Nickies that played for Wanderers many years ago.
Yeah, Bernard and Kenny.
Yep.
Onto the running McLean through the middle of the ground. Shannon Motlop's found some space out wide. He's got time to turn and then let it bounce. He's going to drop it in the goal square. Will it bounce through? It's going to pull up, though, in these conditions. Jason Mary. He's got time, gives it over to Farmer. Farmer has time to look upfield. And he does, and he picks out Jack Mankara, but it bounces just in front, but he gets it one bounce. Beautiful skills. Back to Farmer and says, give it off to someone else, this time on the full, and he does, and he picks out Dunn. Dunn has got out wide. He's got his teammate in Babui, who's got more space than a Gina Reinhardt cattle station, dead set. Babui picks out a teammate, and that was Bradley Palapamini. Palapamini over the top to Simon Munkara. He turns, looks in short again, and finds Austin Wanameri.
Really smart play by Tiwi then, just running it out on the boundary, looking for space, settling it, coming back in and then going back out again.
That switch just catches Wanderers all the time. Wanderers just look a little lazy, don't they? They're not chasing.
How much room did he have out there on that far side? There was no one within Kui, but they were able to do it methodically and easily.
So Austin Wanameri, 37 points the margin, distance not beyond him. He's a good kick of the footy, gets hold of it, goes for goal. It's a good-looking kick and just stays in short, misses to the near side, comes up with a minor score. 38 points.
You just feel, Letitia, that the Tiwi Bombers are in control of this game?
Yeah, definitely coming into this quarter, they've just really taken control.
Don't you write those Eagles off in the last quarter. I'm telling you now.
No, I won't. But they just seem to be across key lines, half back in the centre, that they seem to be in charge. That's all. As we've got the runners through here again, Fairhead. He looks up and really he's only got one option, and that's Shannon Motlop. Looks like he got a bit of a nudge in the back. Play on off hands is done. Dunn has time. Puts it up over the top.
How good was Dunn in all of that?
Yeah.
Extraordinary.
Heenan out to Farmer. The leaders standing up here for the Bombers. Farmer up the line. It's 2-on-1. They still manage to come away with it. As they come back inside, Power Jimmy taken high is the opposition player, and that was McLean.
Gee, that was a poor kick to him, though, wasn't it?
It was.
Got to do better than that.
It was. They had a real opportunity there as McLean sends it out wide, finds Cruz. He just chips over the top. Thorne taps it on rather than grab it, looking for Fuller. Can't pick it up the first time. They get it back. Clever. And the Bombers will settle it down and go forward again.
Great footy here from the Tiwi Bombers at the moment. That's not a good kick, though. But they are on to all the 50-50s. They're getting them back into the hands there of Daniels. Daniels kicks just not good enough to Albert Tippenwoody. Left it on the ground. Tippenwoody now has to work very hard to get it. Hasn't got it. Eagles come in through McLean. He emerges with the footy. They got him. He got the handball away. Managed to get it to Thompson, but he was gone the 360, so he was pinged with the footy. And Albert Tippenwood, he's kicked a couple of goals in this match. He's too far out to score here. He's on the edge of the square. He can pump it long. 19 minutes gone in the third term. Margin out to 38. Kick down towards the goal line. Front position down there. Cleaning up for the Eagles was Brendan Motlop. Kicked by Ross Tungatulum. Hits the post, comes up with a minor score. Got there in a hurry and a flurry, did Ross Tungatulum.
Yeah, Wanderers really got to keep an eye on their the Tiwi boys that are just running off the ball in the forward line.
Well, tremendous spread, the Bombers at the moment. Brenton Motlop gets underneath it looking for Cruz. He takes a good grab in front of Canistippa Manamiri.
He's been okay, Cruz, hasn't he? I reckon he's one of the good players.
Well, he's had a bit of work to do across half-back. Vijo looking for Shannon Motlop. Can't take it first time, slips over at a crucial time, and Dunn cleans it up. Runs into trouble though. Now he's got to chip it over the top. He's got time. Free kick will actually go back to Michael Dunn because he was dispensed with after disposal.
Well, I reckon they've been penalised out of all of that. Tiwi Bombers had 2 players there, ready to go on.
He could have easily have paid an advantage. That's true, Charlie.
You'd have thought. And a mark taken here by Virgil Purantatameri. He's at half back. Chips it back in field. Finds Bradley Palapamini. Now he's got to play it loose. He's going to go straight to him. Gary Purantatameri runs away. Down the corridor, takes a bounce. Aaron Motlop closing on him, put the pressure on, did really well. Tambling, caught, nailed, gone. Umpire says play on. Ball lands on the ground. Thomas Motlop on the clean-up. Kick's okay, searching kick. Finds his teammate down there in Plummer. And Plummer gets it out to his right. He's got a couple of options out there. Chooses McLean over Motlop. Motlop's making his way off the ground. Shannon Motlop, I reckon he's a bit of a spent force at the moment. Ball finishes in the hands here of Dominic Grant for the Eagles. Brings it in field for Thomas Motlop. It was a terrible kick. He's caught. He drops it on the ground. Dominic Grant hit high. Umpire says it's all okay. Still letting it go. I'm not suggesting there's any free kick in it. Ball being pulled in. Umpire's going to have a look at it. Says it's okay. We'll ball it up.
And just limping through the back of that stoppage is Neil Vivi, and he doesn't look good. Don't know if I'd be in a hurry to have him out there, Charlie, if I was the coach.
Thomas Motlop, tap was a really good one. Ross Tungatulum on the charge, emerges with the footy, gets onto the left boot, kicks it up the edge of the square, underneath it Heenan, didn't get it, lost it. Spillage goes over the top, give a chance here to the running players. Austin Wanamiri involved in all of that, has to hand it over. Free kick picked out. It's going to go to Davin Ferreira, edge of the defensive square, kicks nicely, measured, gives it off to Dominic Grant. They can go forward. Grant's kick is long. Wants Liam Patrick. Only one going for the footy. And he takes the mark directly out in front, about 40 metres out. He's been okay, but only in spurts. Kicked 2 goals in the second quarter in a few minutes. This for his third.
He put his hand up then, Letitia, like, yep, that was me. That was my great mark.
No, I've seen him do it earlier. I think it was more of a, like, let's settle it now. Yeah.
Kicks Liam Patrick. Good kick for goal. Gets it. He's got his third. Right on the three-quarter time siren. And that might just give the Eagles a little bit of a burst for the last quarter. But they go to the break here, Wanderers trailing, with the Tiwi Bombers leading at three-quarter time. 12 goals, 8 to the Eagles, 6 goals, 11.
Isn't that the new neighbour?
Yep, pretty sure she's from down south.
She arrived last week. Just had her windscreen broken by a falling coconut. No. I was at Jingly. Jingly! If she was with TIO, she'd be talking to a local. Might even be from Jingly.
Am I covered for coconuts?
And it's good to know. TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance offer the option of no excess for windscreen claims.
Jingly coconut curry.
Just a moment.
Yeah, the wait is over, baby. I'm about to blow your mind. Yeah. Australia, a keg of Carlton Draft is changed every 46 seconds. Carlton Draft, it's that fresh, baby.
So we can feel forever, yeah, feel together, real, real together. No one can stop. No one can stop. Nothing can ever bring me down.
1,300 kilonewton centrifugal force, infrared remote control,
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kennard's high gear we get in, but also its service details, its safety checks.
I don't know. It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce, coffee white with 1 bun with icing, no pink icing.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
Another life saved with the Chemist Warehouse app. Take control of your health and wellness. Download now.
Are you overrun with rubbish and need a skip bin? For easy disposal from your garden cleanup, renovation or spring clean? When you think skip bins, think NTRS. NTRS, your friendly, reliable and local waste disposal company.
So third quarter over, one more quarter to go, and they're in a pretty strong position here. The Tiwi Bombers out by 33 points, but is it enough? Wanderers kicked 5 goals to 1 against the Darwin just a couple of weeks here and almost snatched the game. It's asking a lot of them, Letitia, in the last quarter. Wanderers, they don't look likely, but you wouldn't want to write them off.
Yeah, like I said earlier, easily underestimated, but we all know that they play very well in the last quarter.
So they're getting around amongst themselves there, the coach talking to them. And they know what they have to do. Their season is very clearly on the line right now.
Yeah, I think this is it. The fourth quarter will be, the third quarter is the premiership quarter, as they say. This quarter is the make or break as we have a look at some of the highlights here from the third term. And the Bombers really taking control, particularly across half-back, as there was an agricultural high tackle there. But the Bombers leaders, a few of their senior players really stepping up, Paddy Heenan being one, Michael Dunn being another, Simon Munkara. They really got themselves injected and involved. And Simon Munkara in particular there, I think in this passage of play where he's already put a smother on and then regains his feet to have a shot at goal and scores. Good work for the Bombers. Charlie, I think that the work rate so far of the Tiwi Bombers is going to make it very, very difficult for the Eagles. We saw Neil Vivi come back on. He's clearly carrying an injury. Shannon Motlop looks like after 3 quarters he's done plenty of work. Has he got another 25 minutes in him, Letitia? That's really the big question, isn't he? Because he's been their avenue to goal the whole day.
Now, have they sent Vivi down to full forward? Looks like they might have, because Shannon Motlop, I reckon, is off.
Shannon will be starting on the bench, although there's only 3 on the bench at the moment. So I would suggest that Shannon will come back out from wherever he is to take over. So there's a big call straight up.
Last quarter underway here. They've sent Liam Patrick in to do some ruck work out of the middle. They know the ask here, the Tiwi Bombers. They need to kick the first goal of the last quarter to make it really difficult for Wanderers. That's going to help. That's a super kick, but what a great defensive punch coming around the back, reaching around and just fisting that ball over the boundary line. Terrific work back there in defence by Brimacombe. Gee, that was a definite mark and almost a goal for certain. Here's the throw in deep down in the forward line. 80 plays 47. It's a good throw in. It's very high at the back. Liam Patrick couldn't get to it. The big ruckman doing some work down there. You might be right with what you'd said, Ashley Manakaris. They've saved the big man for the effort in the last quarter because he's certainly been involved in the first minute here. But he gave away a free kick there and it's finished up with Ferreira.
Ferreira doesn't have that many options. He's got Cruz out the back, but he's going to have to put it over the top to get to him. Instead, he goes in short. Picks out Dobson, fumbles what he should have taken, comes back in. Fairhead got taken high, will earn the free kick. So Fairhead will go back.
Fairhead did the damage in that game where Wanderers kicked 5 goals in the last quarter. I think he kicked 3 of them.
Cross to McLean, who I rate today as probably the Eagles' best player today has been McLean. Plenty of the ball. Play on, Tambling. Tambling goes over the top as they switch it and try and bring it out. Brimacombe, who Charlie was just talking about before, with a desperate diving punch away, saved a certain mark and a shot on goal. Thompson, again, to Motlop. Well, they're taking the risk here, the Eagles. There's a few defenders who are a long way from home, but there's no one inside the forward 50 for either team, for the inside the Bombers forward 50. Back in front of the scoreboard, it's going to bounce in front of Thomas Motlop. Comes out. Aaron taken high, let go. Sturzaker was in there, covered some ground to get from defense from one end of the ground to the other. 2 minutes gone, 11-9, 75, 6-11, 47.
So that's a high tackle.
I would have thought
Keelan might have got hurt in that.
I would have thought that's high.
So the ball was thrown up. Knocked to ground with Thomas Motlop with the handball over the top. Bates emerges with the footy. Avoided one player and then dropped the ball when he went for the bounce. His pickup wasn't much better, but the kick was turned over quickly. Tiwi Bombers on the clean-up now. Kick it out wide to the wing. All red jumpers out here. Plenty of run for them. Not too much on offer upfield, though. A bounce or two can count. Not going to use that. They're going to kick towards Thomas Motlop. Almost got his hands. It wasn't Thomas Motlop. In fact, it was David Cruz back there. The kick towards the forward pocket and a sterling mark taken down there for the Tiwi Bombers. They can have a shot from right on the boundary line, Ross Tungatallum. And he's very, very capable, Letitia, from there.
Yeah, again, Wanderers just falling asleep there on the boundary. So much space for him to just run and carry. They were actually lucky he didn't take another bounce.
So Ross Tungatallum comes in, crosses the boundary line. He's deep in the forward pocket. He's a good kick at the footy, and he misses it to the near side. Goes through for a minor score. 81 plays 47. That alarm clock came on. Someone reached out and turned it off. They'll have to reset it and get it going again for the Eagles.
Well, Brenton Motlop has the Tiwi Bombers have set up a zone defence here. They've all got their hands up. Brenton Motlop's got a kick over the top. The flyer at the back was Brimacombe. There's a marking infringement. It's going to be brought back and it'll go to Liam Patrick, who the umpire says was interfered with going for that marking contest. Patrick, again, looking upfield. Finds Dobson. Good grab from Dobson. He's got the runner in Bates. Borks gives, goes himself. Then the right foot's going to be cut off, though, by the Tiwi Ruckman. It comes off his hands. VV off one leg. Gives it off to Fairhead with a right foot round the body. Snap straight in front, but through for a point.
Sturzaker dropping that mark down there, Letitia. He really should have wrapped it up, shouldn't he? The big man should grab those. But here's the run out of defence by Jason Purantata-Mary. Couple of bounces. Makes it 3 on the charge. Handball over the top was pretty good, and then he continues to run as he works out there with Canis Tipperman Tamiri. Then the kick by Heenan into the middle, mark taken there by Port Jimmy. He's got a couple of teammates out wide, out on the half forward line, all by themselves. They can stroll in, left foot kick for goal. Wow, that's a big goal. That is a big goal. That's going to make it really difficult for the Eagles. a little charge from way out on that other side of the ground. And they're able to go through and just slot that goal through, and it was a good kick there by Kenneth Tipperman-Tamiri, his second goal for the day.
Again, Tiwi with a lot of composure, just running it up, running it out.
So there's Canis there. There's the eventual goal kicker right there. So he's on half back. Just continues to run and run and run and keep going.
So he's still
going.
going.
I mean, this is a piece of coaching video here to tell you how you can benefit. He just kept running.
That's a great pickup too, Ash. That's a terrific pickup. He ran the length of the ground, didn't he?
Yeah, that's a good piece of coaching vision that should be used at every age level. Back in the middle. Gary Purintatameri.
Great hit by Liam.
Yeah, punched away by Patrick. Knocked it forward. Dobson can get it. Then he's wrapped up. Diving forward. Play on is the call. Dyke knocked off the ball as he's kicked to the last goal scorer, Canis Tipperman-Tamiri. This time he's got space again. He's had a second bounce already as he goes past the scoreboard. Then chips it back inside. Over the top, though. It's punched away from his intended target. Loose on the ground. James Power Jimmy tackles. Paddy Heenan comes in, bounces, though. Davin Ferreira pushes him away and runs away with a couple of bounces. Then he's got to go long looking for a target, and that's Aaron Motlop. But Michael Dunn is there to pick up the loose ball. Dunn over the top to Ross Tungatalam in the middle. Seems you can't get the possession without having a bounce as Tungatalam gives it over to an effort of Dion Mankara, one-handed, who puts it out in front. Picking out Simon Mankara.
Again, Tiwi just finding the space and getting in front.
Just tremendous skills. It seems that, Charlie, no one can get a possession without having to have a bounce. Everyone took a bounce then who got the ball.
Simon Mankara from the slightest of angles, who's all but directly in front, goes back and kicks a big goal, drives the dagger in deeper into the hearts of the Eagles. Thomas Motlop in the foreground there. He's feeling this, and as his teammates are as well. Their chances of playing finals footy slipping away from them. And on the good running effort there of Ross Tungatalam and a fantastic mark taken, and then a conversion by Dion Mankara. Champagne footy from the Tiwi Bombers.
So that's a third goal to Simon Mankara.
Proving a headache up forward for the Eagles. Liam Patrick in the middle. They try and get something to spark. He's one all out. Tap forward. Heenan, though, sharking. They do that very well, the Bombers. Heenan with a kick out wide. Oh, there was a falcon there. It came off the head. Picked up by Fairhead. Again, they try and get it away. Heenan comes over to help out and then chips it over the top. Harley Purintatameri is the second man in the contest, but tries to keep it down. Still loose. Patrick has had to come back from the ruck contest. Beats one, can't get it away cleanly. Harley steps, then steps again. Trying to get it away. Can't get clean possession. The ball's gone out of bounds. Will be thrown in 55 metres around from goal.
40 points the margin there on our score. 88 plays 48. 13-10 to 6-12. Throw in up on the half-forward line for the Tiwi Bombers. Knocked around by Daniels there doing the ruck work. Eagles clear up, kick it out towards the wing. Nice mark taken by McLean, who continues to play a really good game for the Wanderers side here today. Shannon Motlop has made his way back on the ground. Didn't get to that. Now he goes in looking for it. Still can't get to it. They elude him and get away. Jason Purintatameri, fleet of foot. Great vision, great kick, terrific skills from him. They can run it out of defence now. Plenty of run here. Babui with the footy out on the wing. Brings it back up towards half forward. Finds the Tiwi Bombers teammate there. Kicks it inside 50. Good sit at the back. Ball spills over the back. Chance here to run onto it by Pio Port Jimmy. He didn't get it. Tamling bulldozed out the way. Forced towards the boundary line and now goes over. Albert Tippenwoody involved in all of that. Ball pushed out of play. 40 points the difference. 9.5 minutes gone in the final term here. It was 33 points at three-quarter time.
The ball is looking a bit slippery. Just don't seem to be getting their hands on it.
Well, cool heads need to prevail here. Paddy Heenan and Thomas Motlop having a lot to say each other. A bit of push and shove behind that call there as Jack Mankara picks it up, puts it on the left, goes for goal. And kicks number 14 for the Bombers. Brilliant. Brilliant work off the ground.
He deserves to kick a goal, Jack Munkara, don't you reckon?
Yeah, I believe he's done a bit of the hard work around the field.
Off the ground, brilliant work by the young fella.
One look.
2 steps. Now, as I was saying, Charlie, the Bombers need to keep cool heads here. Paddy Heenan and Thomas Motlop having a lot to say and a bit of push and shove. They wouldn't want to give up any advantage that they've got, Tiwi, at the moment. 14-10-94, 10.5 minutes gone. The Bombers well and truly in control. 6 goals, 12-48, and one just gets the feeling that the final 5 chances of the Eagles are slipping away.
Here from the middle, the big tap out. Shannon Motlop got onto the trusty old left boot, got a half a kick and got about 50 metres out of it. Kicks it down towards his half forward line, ball left on the ground, overrun down there by Plummer. And they clean up again. Tiwi Bombers, terrific in defence today. Their run and carry has been just really, really hot tonight. Kick over the centre line. And they have front position. Look at the run and carry. It's terrific. The kick is good inside 50. And that late tackle, a little crude, but the mark was taken anyway, and it was a really strong mark. Simon Munkara will have a shot from a 45-degree angle. Brendan Motlop stands there with his hands on his knees. He's feeling the pressure of all of this and the heat here this afternoon. 94 plays 48. Simon Munkara, a little bit of a skip, crosses 50, lines up and kicks, hits it pretty well. It's a good kick. It's a real good kick. It's a goal, and Simon Munkara gets his fourth
one.
Super effort from him today. Here's the replay. Good control of the footy.
I think this is where they switch it, yeah.
Wanderers don't seem to be awake to the switch, do they? And Ross Tungatulum's kick is just top class. Simon Munkara got his fourth. 15-10 now to 6 goals, 12.
Charlie, I will say to you, there's an old saying in football that defenders win games of football and forwards decide by how much. Tiwi defence today has been pretty good. Sturzaker wins out, much needed. Gets a bit of a nudge in the back, does Harley, and it's Jack Munkara it was. It's cleaned up though, and another big push in the back. And a free kick will go, and it'll go to Braden McLean. Pick up by the umpire. McLean will go back. He'll probably want to have a shot at goal. He doesn't really have a lot of options to pass off to, so he'll go back, chew up a bit of the clock, which is at 13 minutes. 15 goals, 10, 100, 6, 12, 48. 52 points the margin. McLean comes in well within his distance, sits it up high, will drop short and through for a point.
So, Letitia, that percentage was a worry already for Wanderers coming into this match. They were a win and percentage behind Tiwi Bombers, 93 to 80. This game continues on. That percentage is going to increase even more. It'll almost be worth another win, won't it, for the Tiwi Bombers in that gap between them and Wanderers, who are both fighting for a spot in the top 5.
Yeah, well, like you were saying earlier, that this is a must-win for Wanderers to kind of keep their go to get into the finals, but it's not looking good for them.
Left it late again. Remember last year, we might all remember, they had to work very hard to get there. By the time they got to the grand final, they were a spent force. They had nothing left, and St Mary's were able to run right over the top of them. But it's risky business to leave it to late in the season to come flying home, isn't it?
Catch-up footy is not easy footy.
And you've got to stay at a certain peak and a certain level for an extended period of time to benefit from it. This is Canis Tippermanamiri, who was on the end of a series of short passes. He'll go back with his long left foot and try and kick his second for the game. It's going to be a tight one, but the umpire setting up in the middle. Looks all clear to me, looks all clear to the umpires, and the all clear is given.
Cruz reckons he has a bit of a case for that right on the line, but the umpire closer could have a look. He was already beyond the goal line, I reckon. Might be able to see it here. That's that little kick, and
Did that bounce?
good mark taken there by Canis.
Might just have another look at that. No, had his hands up.
So that's Canis's third goal, second goal this quarter.
Yeah, second for the quarter. So they've got Wanderers on toast at the moment. The Eagles have put the cue in the rack. Which is something not something Wanderers to be proud of. Trying to work his way through this time was Dominic Grant. He's been okay today, had quite a bit of it. His kick is okay. Chance here for a mark. Ball knocked to ground from away from Shannon Motlop. Tries to barge his way through. Couldn't. Got hold of Dunn in a tackle. Wants the free kick and he's going to get it. His tackle was pretty good. He saw the opportunity, Shannon Motlop, and he was on him in a flash. And Michael Dunn was caught in a tackle, and umpire is a judge that he was holding the ball, had prior opportunity to get rid of it. The ball now was Shannon Motlop. Goal in the first term. Went off for a little bit of a break. Looked as though he'd had enough. But a goal might lift him. We've ticked past 16 minutes in the final term.
Charlie, Wanderers really needing to close this gap.
Yes, they have to worry about that percentage. Comes in and kicks. That's a good-looking kick. He doesn't miss many. He hasn't had many shots today for us to see that, but that one was a good one, and he gets 2 goals for the match.
Earlier you were saying that Dominic Grant is playing a really good game. He's just coming back from injury, am I correct? Is this his second game back?
Yeah.
Yep, that's correct.
There he is as you speak. He's just been busy, hasn't he?
You know, Charlie, for someone that has clearly done a lot of work today, Shannon Motlop's second and third efforts for the last 4 quarters have actually been pretty good. So you've got to be pretty happy with that if you're a coach.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not just presenting himself and then letting the contest go past him. He's actually putting in the effort afterwards. The Zaker, Liam Patrick just let that go, trying to keep it moving forward. Got a good hip and shoulder there. McLean turns onto his left. Kicks it back into the middle. Motlop second to the ball. Bates can't pick it up cleanly, then limps and stops, cramping. Here they come, the Bombers again, though. Out wide. Power Jimmy James picks out a target, and that target's Ross Tungatalam. Oh, he's got about 3 or 4 options if he wants. He wants to go over the back looking for the ruckman Sturzaker, and he finds him comfortably. We had 3 or 4 options then, Charlie, up forward.
I don't reckon Sturzaker's grabbed too many above his eyes today, but that one certainly he grabbed. And
don't you work a bit harder when you know that there's a goal?
That's right, when there's a goal coming.
When there's a goal, you think, oh, that's it. I'll lose some skin for this one.
He's directly out in front. He's a big man. He comes in, he's got the left boot. He bangs away with the left boot and he misses. Comes up with a minor score.
Never let the ruckman in the forward 50.
Well, you're talking about those options. They had that 3. They probably picked the wrong one on reflection.
The least efficient. Cruz. Again. Big, long, driving kick into the square. That's got to be 65 metres. He sends it in, but cleaning it up is Tungatalam, who had it bounce while he was tackled. Play on is the call. He gives it off to a teammate, though, who lines it up and puts it through, unfortunately, for a point. Albert Tippermoody was there to help out. Cruz will bring it back in again. This time it's only a 55-metre foot pass to Liam Patrick instead of the 65.
So Patrick plays on. He can look upfield. He sees Plummer, goes towards him. Plummer's got some work to do. Can't get there. Boundary line wins. The ball goes out of play. We've ticked past 19 minutes in this final term. Margin was 10 points at quarter time, 15 at half, 33 at three-quarter time, and now it's 108 to 55. It's been a big effort from the Tiwi Bombers. Wanderers have offered very little today. It's been a poor performance from them. Terzaker doing the ruck. The big ruckman for the Tiwi Bombers. Ball comes back into the middle of the ground. Handball was clever. Finished up with Ferreira. Goes down towards the half-forward line. Spillage on the ground. Whistle goes. Free kick here. Thorne was in the way. Thorne gave away the free kick. And the handball quickly given there by Dykes. And the Tiwi Bombers can bring it out wide to Port Jimmy.
Interfering with there was Dobson, who got taken high when he went to ground. Play on is the call, though. Dunn cleaning up. Been very good in defence today for the Bombers. Started on the bench at the beginning of this game has made every advantage since. Dunn gets it back, looking for Austin Wanamiri, interfered in the tackle, but that allowed a teammate to slide in underneath him, and that was Dion Munkara. Ball went over the top of Austin Wanamiri, and Dion Munkara was waiting for it at the back, and he will go back and have a shot at goal. Dunn really has controlled that back line, Charlie, this afternoon.
Hasn't he been good?
Yeah, but he's really controlled the defensive. There's a little bit of a knock to Dobson's head as they both went to ground, incidental contact.
It's Dunn's run and carry, Letitia, that makes him such a good player. I mean, he just, like those first 6 or 7 steps is so quick. He's gone,
explosive.
isn't he? Will of the Wisp, we used to call him in the old days. Someone like that. That's a kick for goal, and he's delivered. Good goal.
Great goal from Dion.
Gives him 3 for the match. 3 to him, 3 to Tipperman Tamiri, 4 to Simon Munkara. 17-12 plays 7-13. Who'd have thought that? Almost beyond 10 goals. 59 points the margin. Percentage all important here for the Tiwi Bombers.
Wanderers showing some promise in little bursts, but Tiwi really progressing throughout the game and stepping it up each time.
They're doing some of the little things, some of the disciplined little things much better than they have in the past. Sturzaker was expecting an opponent, didn't get one. It came to Tungatalum in the end anyway. They've won it and they're going to go forward again. Punched away. Purintatamarri, quick hands, knocked away. Here we go again. Jason Purintatamarri, but a free kick has been found. So it's a hold. It's going to go to Tambling.
Letitia, your point about them Tiwi Bombers are getting better. Each quarter, 10 points the margin at quarter time, then 15, then 33, now 59. So there's no doubt they've certainly just got better as the game's gone on, and Wanderers have got worse.
Cruz. Handball. No one really wanted it. Trying for the feel of the body. There's a hold being paid. We'll go to the Bombers. That was against Jonas Nicky.
Manuel was that other... There was Buff Nicky and Manuel Nicky, wasn't there? And Kenny Nicky. There were 3 of them all played.
And that's
out of bounds.
Straight out.
Out of bounds on the full. In fact, he must have had a lead from someone who was about 10 rows back in the grandstand.
Braden Toy doing the clean-up, and a left-handed handball from him was pretty impressive.
Was it?
The coach of the Tiwi Bombers, he'd be pretty pleased with this performance. He's expecting a big game from him today, and he's got it. Short kick will come in. Drops a little short even from that close distance. Gave it off to Braden McLean. Best for Wanderers today. Kicks it up towards Liam Patrick. Gets on the right boot. Swings it around towards the goal line. Wants Thomas Motlop in front position. Left the ball behind and got interfered with, and will get the free kick. So Thomas Motlop on an angle. We'll go back and have a shot. He's kicked just the one today.
So, Charlie, at the conclusion of this game, Tiwi will temporarily sit in 5th spot. Is that correct?
Well, it would be.
Because Saints are currently in there at the moment, and I think they're sitting on 20...
Well, it just depends what the percentage is. Yeah, St Mary's was 98-98 as Thomas Motlop goes for goal and kicks the goal. And Tiwi Bombers were 93.5, so I don't know if they'll
have enough.
To get past St Mary's.
They'll certainly be on equal game points anyway, percentage being the difference.
2 goals to Thomas Motlop. Liam Patrick's got 3 and Shannon Motlop a couple. Just didn't have enough of those players. I'll tell you I was disappointed in Tyron Dobson. I reckon he played so hard, but I'm disappointed in that he didn't kick goals. I mean, I reckon he got plenty of the ball, didn't he? Big, strong player, and Wanderers need players like him up forward kicking goals.
Sturzaker versus Liam Patrick back in the middle. 24 minutes gone. Patrick jumps over the top, but it's Tungatalum again. Out to Jack Munkara. There's Dobson, you were talking about him. Couldn't get it. Wrapped up. Brought to ground. Free kick's been paid. I'd say he was tackled without the ball. Dobson. He's got Fuller out wide, but he ignores him. He wants to go up the middle of the ground, and he does. He finds Liam Patrick in between traffic. Looked like he was going then. Looked like he was going. Now he is called to play on. Liam Patrick. Davin Ferreira over the back though. There's Dunn. Dyke in there too. Thomas Motlop knocked off it. Bringing it out is Bradley Palapamini. Free kick will go to Michael Dunn, who was held off the ball. He hasn't really got a lot of targets, but he still manages to pick one out. Randy Mungatobi.
Again for Tiwi on the outside.
Here we go, the running Harley Purantadameri steps around Dobson, takes it inside 50, has time to steady on his right and does so. Can't drag it back though. And through for a point. And the siren sounds. Well, there you have it. The Bombers take another step forward into that top 5. 17 goals, 13, 115. They've beaten the Wanderers Eagles 8 goals, 13, 61.